You'd have to get it, you know.
Ready?
Yeah.
Friends, rooming, countrymen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the council chamber. Welcome to the home of the Metropolitan Council of East Baton Rouge Parish. Good to have all of you watching because we want you to be a part of our government. We are streaming at brla.gov. We're on Cox. We're on AT&T. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're all over, and we're glad that you're with us. And at this time, here is the Mayor President Pro Tem of East Baton Rouge Parish from District 1, Councilman Noah. Councilman?
Thank you, Dennis. Councilwoman Adams, you're introducing our invocation and pledge.
I am. I'd like to ask Dr. Gabrielle Swaggart, pastor of Family Worship Center, right in the heart of District 11, to open us up in our invocation this afternoon. Dr. Swaggart.
There you go. Seeing that it is our Thanksgiving week, I think all of us in here could say that we've got something to be thankful for. How many in here would say we've got something to be thankful for? Come on, raise your hand. And I know we've got a lot to be thankful for. We're here in a great city, in a great state. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your service right here in the state of Louisiana and the city of Baton Rouge. But I want all of us to bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you today in the name of Jesus Christ. Father, we are so grateful and we are thankful that we are able to do your work. We ask, Lord, that you would have your blessings upon our council leaders. Bless every single person that is in this room. Bless our mayor, his staff, his team. Lord, each one of these individuals need your provision and direction. And we're asking, Lord, that you would provide your direction for these meetings. Let your will be done for our great city and our great state. And Father, once again, we are so thankful that we can call you Savior. We're so thankful that we can call you Lord. And we're so thankful that we can call you Father. For you are a good, good Father. And we're grateful and we are thankful. Lord, bless these meetings. We ask it in Jesus' mighty name. And everyone said, Amen.
Now I'd like to ask Camelia and Arlo to come offer our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, guys.
And Mayor, I believe we have a special presentation. Mayor? Councilman Moe, sorry.
I'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, I have a, thank you for this brief point of privilege. I have a special resolution that I would like to bring before the council on behalf of the mayor of the day, Miss Juliet, if you would like to come join me. Miss Juliet has been joined with Mayor Sid Edwards' office all day as mayor of the day, and in talking to some of us throughout the day, we was asking her what her initiative might be. And she is very compassionate and willing and wanting to do many, many things with our homeless population in the parish of East Baton Rouge. So she's asked that the council join with the mayor of the day in a special resolution. And on behalf of the mayor of the day, I'll read this. By the mayor of the day, calling for council support to strengthen services for our homeless community. Whereas the city is committed to fostering a community where all residents have the opportunity to live with dignity, safety, and hope. And whereas our homeless population continues to face significant challenges, including food insecurity, lack of stable housing, limited access to essential services, and barriers to achieving long-term stability. And whereas, Mayor for the day, I recognize the urgent need to expand our collective efforts to support individuals and families experiencing homelessness within our city. And whereas providing compassionate assistance, including meals, temporary and permanent housing opportunities, support services, and encouragement, will improve lives, strengthen neighborhoods, and contribute to a healthier and more prosperous community for all. And whereas collaboration between the mayor for the day, the Metropolitan Council, community organizations, businesses, and residents are essential to establishing a sustainable and effective support network for our homeless population. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Juliet, Mayor for the day, respectfully ask for the full support of the Metropolitan Council to join me in prioritizing and expanding efforts to care for our homeless population. This day, November 25th, 2025. And with that being said, I, as Councilman Moat, make a motion to approve this resolution for Mayor of the Day.
We have a motion by Councilman Moak and a second by Councilwoman Coleman. That's a great resolution, Mayor Juliet. Any opposition? The motion carries.
Mayor Juliet, you have your resolution passed for support of the Metropolitan Council in East Baton Rouge Parish. If you will sign right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it has passed and been signed this day. Y'all would like to join us for a picture?
Sure.
Well, Mayor Juliet, I need some tips for you to make it that easy. All right. All right. Big smile from everybody. All right, good. Oh. All right. Big smile. All right, hold that for me. Good. 3, 2, 1. Other side, please. All right, big smiles, hold that. All right, 3, 2, 1.
I appreciate it. I asked for a personal point of privilege because I wasn't prepared during the recognition period. All ready? All right, so today is a special day in District 5 because it is my legislative aid's birthday, y'all. And so I wanted to shame her in front of the entire city council and on TV and Facebook and just tell her how special she is to us. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I've had some amazing staff members, but she literally sits up at midnight trying to find things to do for our district, emailing me, trying to organize the office, and just making it a personal accomplishment for her to be her best every day. And so today, I provide a certificate of recognition presented to Kyle McFarlane. Happy 22nd birthday. On this joyous occasion of your 22nd birthday, this certificate is presented in recognition of your continued growth, your bright spirit, and your unique light you bring to those around you. May your day be filled with love, laughter, and the company of those who appreciate the treasure you are to us all. Councilman Dale Hurst, y'all give a round of applause.
All right, everybody, we'll call the meeting to order. Ashley, do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum.
We have adoption and approval of the minutes. Approval and adoption of minutes of the Metropolitan Council meeting of November 12, 2025, and the Metropolitan Council zoning meeting November 19th, 2025, by Council Administrative Treasurer. We have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Ashley, can you please read the introductions?
Section 2.12, Introductions, number 2, granting a 5-year property tax abatement estimated at $18,376 per year for Vagabond Properties LLC located at 1620, 1640, and 1660 Government Street by Planning Director. Number 3, amending the 2025 current expense and capital budget so as to adjust estimated revenues and appropriations and to authorize the Director of Finance to make certain interdepartmental interfund transfers in accordance with the State Budget Act and the Plan of Government by the Finance Director. Number 4, an ordinance of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, creating the Delmont Economic Development District within the City of Baton Rouge on the property described in Exhibit A, defining the boundaries of the property from which new area sales and use tax and hotel occupancy tax may be levied by the district, used to fund all or a portion of the cost of economic development projects as described herein, all in accordance with and authorized by Chapter 27 of Title 33 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950 as amended, and designating the parish governing authority of the district, acknowledging their authority to levy sales and use tax and hotel occupancy taxes within the district, and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing by Councilman Darrell Hurst. Number 5, authorizing the mayor president to execute a cooperative endeavor agreement with American Cruise Lines, providing for a 20-year exclusive docking arrangement with the city parish, paperclip dock, and consideration of improvements to the docking facilities, maintenance and or rental payments, and docking fees as dictated by City Parish Ordinance Title 10, Chapter 5, Section 10:300, in order to grow economic development through an increase in the number of visitors to downtown Baton Rouge via the paperclip dock by Councilwoman Carolyn Coleman. Number 6, adopting the revised 2026 pay plan for the classified, unclassified, non-classified contract fire and police employees of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, establishing the effective date of said plan as December 27, 2025, and repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith by the Human Resources Director. Number 7, fixing the number of employees of the Parish of East Baton Rouge, the City of Baton Rouge, and agencies to which appropriations are made, and establishing the effective date of December 27, 2025, and repealing all ordinance in conflict herewith by Human Resources Director. Number 8, approving the levy and assessment pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 30:9038.76E2B of the sales and use tax and hotel occupancy tax within the LSU EDD Athletic Subdistrict as established by the Subdistrict's Board of Commissioners by Councilwoman Carolyn R. Coleman. Condemnation introductions. Number 9, Celine Finance LP, 23434 Chuckwagon Drive, Council District 1, Knoll. Number 10, Chu He, 2131 Mariner Drive, Council District 3, Goday. Number 11, Katie Charlotte Everett, 5169 Annette Street, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 12, Joseph Collins, 4836 Jean Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 13, Lionel Williams and Charlene White Williams, 1532 North 23rd Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 14, Diana Marie LeBreton, 2484 College Drive, Council District 7, Harris. Number 15, Theodore L. Ellis and the estate of Louise Farrington Ellis, 11922 Auburn Drive, Council District 8, Amoroso. Number 16, Riddick Investments LLC and the estate of Edward Knox Jr., 903 North 17th Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 17, Anna F. Turner et al., 1320 Dot Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 18, Harriet Thomas, 2386 Carolina Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 19, Holly Hingold, 6710 Highland Road, Council District 12, Rocca. All items required reading have been read. We need a motion to amend item 35 to change the start date to October 1st, 2025. Amend item 34 to change the amount to $4,915,204 and introduce all items.
A motion to introduce all items with the exception of item number 4.
Councilwoman, is that with the amendments mentioned? All right, we have a motion.
Yes.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Coleman, second by Councilwoman Amorosa to introduce all items with the exception of item number 4 and with the item 35 and 34 amended as read.
I have a substitute motion to introduce all items.
With the amendments on items 34 and 35 as suggested?
Yes.
We have a substitute motion to introduce all items amending item 34 and 35 as suggested. Is there a second? Second. We're going to vote on the substitute. We're going to vote on the machines. Substitute item will be voted on first, which is to introduce all items with the amendments to 34 and 35.
Machines are open on the substitute motion to introduce all items with the amendments to items 34 and 35. Yes or no?
Now we're going to vote on the original motion, which is introduce all items but item 4 and the amendments on item 34 and 35.
I couldn't hear him.
He said document him as voting for it. On the first one, Councilman Dunn Jr. voting on the first, yes on the first.
Okay.
So that was the Delmont EDB with all the changes that you requested.
We're going to vote on the,
Machines?
we're going to vote on the,
Original motion.
on the original motion.
Machines are open on the original motion
this
to
is
introduce all items
voting
except
without
item 4
introduction.
with the amendments to item 34 and 35. Motion carries.
All right, we're going to go to our separate sheet for condemnations. Requests from DPW are as follows: to proceed with items 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 98, 100, 101, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, and 110. 2 weeks on item 83, 90 days on item 77, 96, 102, 103, and 104, and to delete items 76, 97, and 99. I have recommendations for 60 days. This is from the council. I have recommendations for 60 days on item 78, 82, 90, and 109, 90 days on item 107, and to delete item 93. Are there any other adjustments? Councilman Kenny.
30 days for 79.
We don't have a 30-day option.
So it's 60? you're
60?
saying?
60? Okay, 60 for
Okay.
79. Delete 85, delete 97.
Okay.
Delete 85 and delete 97?
Yes, correct, yeah.
I want to make sure.
97 was already being deleted.
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, you're reading real fast. I just want to
I
make sure that
apologize.
mine is in there. 60 days on 78.
78?
And- Yes,
Mhm.
on 78. And we are deleting 93. There's a purchase agreement there.
Mhm.
Let the record reflect that. And on 109, 60 days.
Got it. Yep.
99, 60 days and delete 100.
99 was recommended to be deleted. You want to... 100's being deleted as well? 100. All right. Everybody else good? Okay. Okay. Anyone here wishing to speak on any of these items?
Brandon.
Yeah.
60 on 101.
Oh, hang on. 60 on 101.
84, 87, and 89, 60.
84, 87, 89. All right. Okay. We have Maya Wiseman wishing to speak. This is on item 76. The recommendation is to delete that one.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maya Wiseman. I live in Baton. I've been living in Baton Rouge for a year. I'm just glad that this is being talked about on a public forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on any of these items? Please. Just give us your name and the item you're
Sure.
speaking on.
Name is Nick Miller. I'm the owner of item number 110. That item is being donated to Habitat for Humanity, so I'm asking that it be removed.
Okay. Whose district is that? Councilwoman Coleman?
All right, so you're donating, you have some documentation that you're donating that?
We issued the initial conversation like 2 weeks ago, immediately before getting the letter to, or I say 2 weeks, recently, right before getting the letter to appear.
Okay.
So we kind of paused to come to this meeting.
All right,
So I don't have a document, no, ma'am.
okay. All right, so you ought to have that letter when?
I don't want to speak for Habitat, but I would imagine soon. I'm not
Okay.
positive.
All right,
So,
okay, so. Yes, that's what we'll do, is defer it, and they'll come back with their documentation.
We'll do 60 days on 110.
All right.
All right. Anyone else wishing to speak on these items? Okay, I'm going to read them back one time. We're to proceed with items 81, 80, 81, 86, 88, 91, 92, 94, 95, 98, 105, 106, and 108. 2 weeks on item 83, 60 days on item 78, 79, 82, 84, 87, 89, 90, 101, 109, and 110. 90 days on items 77, 96, 102, 103, 104, and 107. And to delete items 85, 76, 85, 93, 97, 99, and 100. We have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Okay. Item 111, authorizing Mayor President to amend that certain contract for professional legal services with Brian Blackwell, Blackwell and Bowman LLC for legal representation of a former BRPD officer to increase the contract by $30,000 for total compensation not to exceed $130,000 by the Office of the Parish Attorney. This was deferred from October 22nd. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Dunn Jr. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 112, there's been a request to delete this item. An ordinance of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, City Parish, creating the Delmont Economic Development District within the City of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on property described as Exhibit A, defining the boundaries of the property from which area new sales and use taxes may be levied by the district and used to fund all or a portion of the cost of economic development projects as described herein, all in accordance with and as authorized by Chapter 27 of Title 33, Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950 as amended, establishing a Board of Commissioners of the district, acknowledging the district board's authority to levy sales and use taxes and hotel occupancy taxes within the district, and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing by Councilman Darrell Hurst. This was deferred on November 12th, 2025. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Hurst.
So I do have a motion to delete this item and reintroduce the other one next meeting. Thank you.
We have a motion to delete. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 113, amending Title 1, Chapter 3, Part 4, Employees Retirement System of the Code of Ordinances to provide the prudent man rule definition as listed in Louisiana Revised Statutes Title 11, which is the retirement statutes, to change the language from qualified domestic relations order to division of benefits order or division order, to change that there is no board approval for retirement, rather all requirements of retirement have been met, and an application has been signed and submitted to CEPERS to clean language to reflect that members have several options of allowances rather than just one, as the previous language grammatically indicates, to reflect and to stay consistent that board approval is not necessary, but rather an option of the application is final 30 days after the application is signed. To remove certified mail as an option for communications, as it may be denied and returned, whereas regular mail does not have that option for notices by retirement office director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to Councilwoman Adams. If y'all defer this, I'm going to be mad. I don't want to read it again.
Mr. Mack, will you come up? Thank you for, as you're walking up, thank you for sending this in advance. Will you just explain this item where I can understand it? So in fourth grade terminology, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
James Mack, Retirement Director. So this is largely just cleanup language. There are a few parts of the ordinance that refer to the retirement system that are a little either vague or contradictory. And there are 7 key points that we're changing. Number one, the part of the ordinance talks about the prudent man rule, and it just talks about the fiduciary responsibility of the Board of Trustees, and it refers to RS 9, which is a state revised statute, but that statute actually refers to trust accounts and not pension plans. So there is a statute that's RS 11. So the point of that language is just to direct us towards RS 11 instead of RS 9. Second point, the language states that a qualified domestic relations order, and actually the language should read division of benefits order. Qualified domestic relations order refer to private pension plans, those that are governed by ERISA. We are a public pension plan. We're not governed by ERISA, so it should read division of benefits order. Next is the language just states 60 days before the end of specified periods of participation. The board approves application for retirement, and really in actuality, we're changing that language because once a member meets all the qualifications of retirement, there's not really any decision to be made at that point. Once they are eligible. And so the reason for changing that language is if there's ever an instance where the Board of Trustees are unable to meet, we can still have those applications filed and those people can retire on time. The other thing was the provision about using certified mail instead of just regular mail. And so as our staff attorney pointed out to me, legally, if you send it by regular mail, then the presumption in the court of law is that that person has received that within 7 days. But if you issue it certified mail and they decide not to sign for it and not accept it, then technically they haven't received that notice. That's it.
Thank you, sir. And your board approved these changes to come before the Metro Council, correct?
Yes, unanimously.
Unanimously. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Councilwoman Rocca.
Hey, Mr. Mack. So I was trying to follow along and was writing some notes, but any of these changes, and since you're here, the current retirement system, I'm sure you're hearing a lot about layoffs, and the other word that we hear a lot about is privatization. With regard to your experience in that area, can you tell me what the impact of those things are going to be on our retirement system, our unfunded liability, and if you guys are doing anything to address that potentially coming forward?
Sure. So the way it works with, let's say you have a reduction in workforce in a pension plan. So it won't affect the dollars of the UAL, for instance, but the amount that's owed on the UAL is just simply spread out amongst less people. And so the more people you have in a pension plan, the more you can spread out the cost of that UAL. So as that workforce shrinks, then those costs are absorbed by those people that are left funding the plan.
And so whenever you're looking at it, is that an increase in an amount by a percentage, or how does that increase look left upon the employees that are here and still currently working to fund that UAL?
Yeah, so what it would do is there's two parts of the cost of a pension plan. There's the normal cost, which is the cost to fund the plan for those workers that are currently working, and then there's the UAL, the unfunded liability cost of the plan, and that is what's already been accrued but not yet funded. And so it would increase the percentage on the UAL again. So what it would do is in future years, it may cause the employer costs to rise to take up the slack on increasing, on meeting the increase in the UAL percent.
So one of the unintended consequences of mass layoffs and potential privatization could be greatly impactful towards our retirement system and the UAL costs. Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say. I wouldn't say in its current iteration that it would be greatly impactful, but it would be impactful.
So what iteration would it be greatly impactful?
Well, I'm assuming if what I hear and what I read in terms of the number of the reduction in workforce, it wouldn't have a huge impact on the employer cost, just that one lever.
Got it. What about the newest municipality paying into that UAL? When exactly do they begin making those payments to you guys, and what steps need to be put in place to ensure those payments are received?
Sure. And so I've had discussions with the new municipality as well as their mayor. And we've also sent them some information that they requested. They are not yet in arrears on those payments, so there's really not any direct action to take at this very moment. And I think the difficult thing for us is the way the language reads, it's all tied to an incorporation date, which,
so without an
as you know, we don't have an incorporation date
Correct.
yet.
That's fair. So when exactly would they become in arrears?
So the way the language is, it would be the January after 2 years of the incorporation date. And so it's hard to say. That's probably going to have to be decided by the courts maybe, I think, at some point.
Is there an approximate calculation of what their monthly cost would look like if we did have it, let's say we did have an incorporation date and we were 2 years past, what would that number be?
I do have some estimates that we've sent them that our actuary provided. Unfortunately, I don't have that information on me. I did not anticipate discussing this particular topic. No worries, but I can certainly get that information and I can come back to the next meeting if you guys want, and I can address any questions that anyone has.
Sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes, sir, can you email us that information that you just mentioned? Can you send it out to us in an email?
Absolutely.
Instead of us having to wait till you come back to us?
Yes,
Okay.
I can send
Thank
that to
you.
everyone tomorrow.
We appreciate that.
Sure.
All right, do we have a motion? Motion by Councilman Gode. Second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. 114, authorizing Mayor President to execute a cooperative endeavor lease agreement between the Parish of East Baton Rouge, City of Baton Rouge, on behalf of the Jewel J. Newman Community Center and Scotlandville High School Hornets Alumni Association for a 12-month term from November 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2026 at a rate of $350 a month by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Kenny.
All right, council colleagues. I know this time last year I was not amongst y'all ranks. I know we had an interesting saga with the Scotlandville Alumni Association, but one of the things we wanted to make sure we work with them with this past year with my staff at the Jewel Newman Center and my District 2 office is find a home for them in the meantime. And so President Alvin Dudley, you just want to briefly come up Let's give Mr. Douglas a round of applause. I know council members, I was sitting in the audience this time last year, but we really wanted to make sure this alumni association had a home to go to do their programming for students in the community. So President Douglas.
I just want to say in this season of Thanksgiving, we're thankful and grateful for our Councilman Kenny. Communication is a great action verb when it's used the right way. And also thanks to the council for all you're doing for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, President Douglas. Call for a motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Kenny.
My bad.
No, that's okay. And look, I'll take a point of privilege here to say you were not just sitting in the audience with that saga last time. You stood at the podium and you shined. And I know I'm not speaking just for myself, but for the rest of the council, we were all very impressed with you then, just as impressed as we are now. And I think you showed yourself to your community, which is why you're sitting here. So well done. So we have a motion by Councilman Kenny, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Well. Item 115, authorizing a declaration by the parish of East Baton Rouge that parcel 1-1 and parcel 1-C-1, 1-1-C-1, being a portion of a larger tract, being Lot 14, Block 8 of Struma subdivision, owned by Eugene Gay Gordon and Golda E. Gordon, adjudicated the parish of East Baton Rouge is needed for a public purpose for bus rapid transit project, and authorizing the mayor president to execute an act declaring taking of said property by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item?
Council members, you should have received one email comment in opposition to item 115.
Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Coleman, second by Councilwoman Rocca. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 116, rescinding and directing clerk of court to cancel the decision and order recorded on October 27, 2025 at original 560 of bundle 13401 in the matter of City of Baton Rouge versus Sonia Denise Lee, 4213 Provo Street. Reason for rescission, service and permit issues. This is by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Harris, second by Councilman Kenny. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. 117, authorizing the Metropolitan Council to declare Lot 62 Fieldcrest Subdivision, Municipal Address 3048 Voss Drive, Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70805 as surplus property and not needed for public purpose, and authorizing the sale of same pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 334712 unto Eric James Sr. and Darren Denby for the sum of $8,000 by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilman Goday. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. 118, authorize Mayor President on behalf of the City of Baton Rouge and the Parish of East Baton Rouge to enter into an interagency contract with the Bayou Effect in an amount not to exceed $480,480 to provide meals for youth, house, and juvenile services detention facility for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 by Juvenile Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilwoman Rocca.
Thank you so much. Dr. Wade is here. She's always present representing the juvenile services, and she does a great job and is an incredible advocate. So I'd like for her to come forward to recognize her here tonight, and I'd like to ask her a few questions so you can see how well these dollars are being spent.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. I see that you have an amount not to exceed $480,000 basically a year. Can you tell me how many juveniles y'all regularly serve approximately throughout the year, each day? And I'm assuming that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And approximately how many people do you feed a day?
So we feed all of the youth as well as the staff. Of course, because it's juvenile detention, we see different intake numbers on a daily basis. What I can tell you is that as of today, we've taken in nearly 600 juveniles this particular year, which is the highest it's been in the last 3 years, if I'm accurate. So we can see as many as 45, 46, 47. Today we have a total count of about 25, but tomorrow it could be 35, or by the weekend it could be 40. So it just depends on the level of arrests that are happening with the juveniles.
Thank you so much. And that's 3 meals a day, correct?
Absolutely. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's also inclusive of a snack. And if I can, about 3 years ago when I stood before the council, and Angie, Finance Director, can testify, the city was paying more than $600,000 for the staff, of course, salary, fringe benefits, and the actual food preparation. We have seen a significant decrease. The $480,000 represent the maximum that can be awarded, because we have to account if every bed is filled every day. But I can share that so far for this year, we've only expended $233,000 of the $480, only with the month of December left to go. Prior to that, on last year, we expended $308,000. So we have seen nearly a 50% cost savings.
That is incredible. I have 2 minutes left of my time. I yield any time to you if you need to make a statement or anything else that you would like to share with us. And thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Certainly, this was a team effort. I would be remiss not to acknowledge Philip Gore with the purchasing department, who worked hand in hand with us for this particular process. This was the first time we actually did the RFP, if you guys will remember, before it came under an exigency need for urgent emergency funding. And so as we see the current provider getting ready to expire in December, we acted as early as April or May in order to ensure that when this contract expires on December 31st, our youth that is in our care and our custody will not have any gap in services.
Thank you so incredibly much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Councilman Dunn Jr.
Thank you. Dr. Wade, quick question. There's
Yes,
a
sir.
value effect on O'Neill Lane Brick and Mortar. Is that the same entity?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Councilman Kenny.
Dr. Wade, you're going to make sure you bring us a to-go plate for our 12 council members? they're pretty
That
good
may
restaurant,
violate
Councilman.
ethical violations, so I'm going to have to say no on that one.
Just playing.
Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa. We have a second by Councilwoman Coleman. Any opposition? Motion carries. Item 119, authorizing Mayor President to accept an additional $110,000 regional award under the Emergency Management Performance Grant fiscal year 2023 and execute all documents in connection therewith by Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilman Moak, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Any opposition? Motion carries. 120, authorization for the Mayor, President, and/or Chairman of the Airport Commission to execute Amendment Number 1 to the Star Services contract to provide for additional maintenance and repairs to the airport HVAC systems in an amount not to exceed $12,888 by Aviation Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilman Moak. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 121, authorizing Mayor President to accept and execute the grant award and all related documents from Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement to the Baton Rouge City Constable's Office 2026 DE award amount of $50,981 by City Constable. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Coleman, second by Councilman Kenny. Any opposition? Motion carries. 122, authorize the mayor president to execute a software as a service agreement with True Point Solutions LLC for a 5-year subscription for a cloud-based computerized maintenance management system with Infor Public Sector and implementation services in an amount not to exceed $802,000 by Environmental Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilwoman Adams.
Mr. Smith, would you come and talk about this? Tell us a little bit about this system and how it's going to help us.
Yes, so this is a software that is used to track work orders, track work on assets. So what we can do is like for a pump station, for instance, we can then, that'll be an asset. Every time we do work for that, on that pump station, that work will be tied to that pump station. At the end of the year, we can say, hey, we spent X amount of dollars fixing this pump this many times. We need to buy a new pump instead of just fixing the pump, that type of thing. This is going to be, I guess, a few things with this. This is a 5-year agreement. It's also, you don't really buy software anymore, the way software works. It used to be like AutoCAD, Adobe, any of those, you'd buy a license. Well, now you buy a subscription and you pay an annual subscription fee. So this is a 5-year subscription fee. They're actually, the way it's working is it's population-based with this company, and then it's also going to ramp up over the 5 years, the way that they're handling this. This is going to be split between the 3 departments. I think Reginald talked about this at his budget hearing last night. So, and they've got a lot of users. So 69% of the fee is going to be for drainage, 20% of the fee is going to be for environmental services, and then 11% of the fee is going to be for Fred's group in transportation and drainage. So that's how we're going to split it up. Then there's implementation on this as well, because it is an out-of-the-box software, but then there's also some setup for customized reports, that type of thing. So that's $250,000 of this. We'll spend it if we need it, and then the remainder of it is the subscription over the 5 years.
Great. So it sounds like it's going to allow y'all to be more strategic.
Absolutely.
Yes. Which is wonderful. Thank you so much for your work on this.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. We're going to take items 123 through 129 together. 123, authorizing Mayor President on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services, Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with No AIDS Task Force in an amount of $189,564 for a total awarded amount of $921,800 by Human Development and Services Director. 124, authorizing the Mayor President on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with Volunteers of America, South Central Louisiana, in an amount of $214,828 for total awarded amount of $1,621,003 by Human Development and Services Director. Item 125, authorizing the Mayor President on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with Capital City Family Health Center Care South in an amount of $141,533 for total awarded amount of $1,188,561 by Human Development and Services Director. 126, authorizing the Mayor President on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with HIV/AIDS Alliance for Region 2, Inc. in the amount of $25,737 for a total awarded amount of $242,327 by Human Development and Services Director. 127, authorizing the Mayor President on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with Family Services of Greater Baton Rouge in the amount of $154,324 for a total awarded amount of $1,110,647 by Human Development and Services Director. 128, authorizing the Mayor President on behalf of Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White program to amend a subrecipient contract with HIV/AIDS Alliance for Region 2, Inc. in the amount of $198,574 for a total awarded amount of $1,504,015 by the Human Development and Services Director. 129, authorizing the mayor president on behalf of the Division of Human Development and Services Ryan White Program to amend the subrecipient contract with Our Lady of the Lake in the amount of $133,074 for total awarded amount of $898,620 by Human Development and Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items?
Council members, you should have received one email comment in opposition to items 123 to 129.
Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Moak, second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 130, rescinding and directing clerk of court to cancel notice to attend recorded on February 19th, 2025 in the matter of City of Baton Rouge versus Eminent Impress LLC, 1008 Epperson Street. Reason for rescission, the property is under Baker's jurisdiction by the Department of Development. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. We're going to take 131 through 134 together. 131, authorizing mayor president to execute a contract for construction, testing, and laboratory services with ECS Limited for services associated with Move BR project, Marlow, Louisiana, Perkins to Picardy, in an amount not to exceed $100,000 by Transportation and Drainage Director. 132, authorizing mayor president to execute a contract for construction, testing, and laboratory services with Fourier and Deabreu LLC for services associated with the Move BR project, Marlow, Louisiana, Perkins to Picardy, in an amount not to exceed $100,000 by Transportation and Drainage Director. 133, authorizing mayor president to execute a contract for professional engineering services with Gray Engineering LLC for services associated with various Move BR enhancement projects in an amount not to exceed $100,000, Transportation and Drainage Director. 134, authorizing mayor president to execute a supplemental agreement for construction and inspection services with the Beta Group Engineering and Construction Services LLC for services associated with Move BR capacity project Midway Drive, Picardy Avenue to Constantine Boulevard in an amount not to exceed $82,242 by Transportation and Drainage Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item, on these items? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 135, provide to the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, the City of Baton Rouge and Parish of East Baton Rouge proposed federal off-system highway bridge program for the 2025-2027 federal fiscal years, and to agree to certain stipulations required by LEDOTD by Transportation and Drainage Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Fred, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. This is a two-year agreement that we execute with DOTD through the Federal Highway Administration. It allows us to be able to secure funding for a lot of the bridges throughout our parish, and particularly within our parish at this point. And what this service does is ultimately the federal government and the state government pays for the construction of the project and the design of the bridges that we look through the list that we try to include, and that the city's responsibility for any right-of-way costs or utility relocations on the bridge. It's a standard agreement. We have two bridges that we are looking at to try to include under the program that met the standards, and it's not an easy thing. We can't just go pick. We make some recommendations, give them the evaluations, and then they look at where we need to go from that point. I think on the agreement it stated that one of them is the Hurricane Creek Lanier Drive, and also the one on the East 8 Chord Roadway.
Thank you, Fred.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilwoman Adams. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Adjudicated properties, we could take 136 through 170 together. Lot 136, Lot 9, Square 10, Subdivision Fortune, Metro Council District 5, Hearst, Motor owned. 137, Lot 8, Square 12, Subdivision Scotland Edition, Metro Council District 2, Kenny, Motor owned. 138, Lot 74 plus, Subdivision Shady Acres, Metro Council District 2, Kenny, Motor owned. 139, Lot F1A2, Subdivision North Baton Rouge, Council District 2, Kenny, Motor owned. 140, Lot 9, Square 6, Subdivision Favreau, Metro Council District 10, Coleman, motor-owned. 141, Lot 12, Square 268, subdivision Swart, Metro Council District 10, Coleman, motor-owned. 142, Lot 2, Square 42, subdivision South Baton Rouge, Metro Council District 10, Coleman, motor-owned. 143, Lot 35, Square 2, subdivision North Highlands Addition, Metro Council District 5, Hearst, motor-owned. 144, Lot 9A, Square 54, subdivision Estruma, Council District 10, Coleman, motor-owned. 145, Lot 23, Square 19, subdivision Greenville Extension, Metro Council District 7, Harris, motor-owned. 146, Lot 9, Square 3, subdivision Fairfields, Metro Council District 7, Harris, motor-owned. 147, Lot 17, Square 18, subdivision East Fairfields, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Andrews J. Scott III, $100. 148, Lot 4, Square 13, subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Herschel Decay, $100. 149, Lot 5, Square 13, subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Herschel Decay, $800. 150, Lot 26, Square 8, subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Floyd Jackson, $1,500. 151, Lot 11, Square 8, subdivision Greenville Extension, Metro Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Floyd Jackson, $100. 152, Lot 6 and 23, Square 7, subdivision Roosevelt Place, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder David Thomas III, $100. 153, Lot 57, Square 3, subdivision Fortune, Council District 5, Hearst. High bidder Farrell Johnson III, $100. 154, Lot 9 and 10, Square 20, subdivision Scotland Addition, Metro Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Nakia White, $5,000. 155, Lot 10, Square 33, subdivision Prosperity, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Rebuilding Together Baton Rouge, $7,500. 156, Lot 4, Square 30, subdivision Swart Addition, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Dillon Holdings, $100. 157, Lot 17, Square 30, subdivision Swart Addition, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Dillon Holdings, $100. 158, Lot 51, subdivision Cypress Heights, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Horace and Diane Clark, $45,000. 159, Lot 227, subdivision Colonial Hill, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Anthony Red, $10,000. 160, Lot 74, subdivision Castle Place, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Whitmore Enterprises, $5,500. 161, Lot 57, subdivision Keene Place, Metro Council District 7, Harris. High bidder 17th and Banks LLC, $10,100. 162, Lot 3, Square 1, subdivision Duchesne Place, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder CLA Enterprises, $8,900. 163, Lot D, subdivision Green Franklin, Council District 1, Knoll. High bidder Nakia White, $100. 164, Lot 17 and 18, Square 6, subdivision North Baton Rouge, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Blue Brushes LLC, $20,100. 165, Lot 4, Square 11, subdivision North Baton Rouge, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Nakia White, $5,000. 166, Lot 22, Square 10, subdivision Scotland Heights, Council District 2, Kenny. High bidder Nakia White, $100. 167, Lot 11, Square 2, subdivision Abramson, Metro Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Charles Ward, $11,500. 168, Lot 2, Square 16, subdivision Abramson, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Beverly's Loving Hands, $11,500. 169, Lot 5, Square 12, subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. High bidder Penelope's Grace Educational Program, $100. 170, Lot 44, Square 10, subdivision South Baton Rouge, Council District 10, Coleman. High bidder Noir Enterprises, $100. Anyone here wishing to speak on items 136 through 170? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Kenny.
We'll call for a motion to defer 152.
A motion to approve the rest and defer 152?
Yeah, approve the rest and defer 152.
152 deferred to January?
To January, yes.
January 14th.
We have a motion by Councilman Kenny, second by Councilman Dunn Jr. to approve all and defer 152 to January 14th. Any opposition? Motion carries. All right, administrative matters, grab your separate sheet for that. We We have two administrative matter introductions. We'll take those together. A, authorizing Mayor President to accept the recommendation of the RFP 2025-22-5400 Evaluation Committee to issue notice of intent to award and to enter into a contract with Hunt Guyot and Associates LLC for project management, grant management, and administrative services in support of hazard mitigation assistance programs by the Emergency Preparedness Director. B, authorizing Mayor President and the Director of Juvenile Services to execute a professional services agreement with Convenient Care, Lake After Hours, doing business as Total Occupational, to provide juvenile access and continuum healthcare services in an amount not to exceed $150,000 by Juvenile Services Director. We need a motion to waive the rules to allow the items to be introduced. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilwoman Amorosa. We're going to have a public hearing on the motion to waive the rules. Anyone wishing to speak on the motion to waive the rules? Seeing none, we'll have a vote on the motion to waive the rules. Is there any opposition on the motion to waive the rules? Now we're going to, need a motion to introduce the items. Motion by Councilman Goday, second by Councilwoman Adams. Is there any opposition? Items have been introduced. Administrative matter, emergency item C. Amend the 2025 pay plan for the classified, unclassified, non-classified contract fire and police employees of the City of Baton Rouge and Parish of East Baton Rouge, so as to make the following changes effective November 29, 2025. A one-time non-pensionable retention allowance of $5,000 will be paid to current active employees, including substitutes in Human Development and Services Head Start and Child Care Food Program specific classifications. New employees, including substitutes, hired in eligible classifications by December 5th, 2025, will receive the same allowance. Eligible Human Development and Services Head Start and Child Care Food Program classifications are identified as follows: Assistant Program Administrator, Head Start; Case Manager 9.5 months; Content Specialist, Disability, Content Specialist; Education, Content Specialist, ERSEA, Content Specialist, Nutrition and Health; Head Start Center Supervisor, Head Start Center Supervisor 9.5 months; Head Start Kitchen Building Support, Head Start Kitchen Building Support 9.5 months; Head Start Practice Based Coach, Kitchen Supervisor 9.5 months; Program Administrator, Head Start, Teacher Advanced 9.5 months; Teacher Aid 9.5 months; Teacher 9.5 months. Classifications that have substitute worker classifications will be adjusted accordingly by the Human Resources Director and Human Development and Services Director. Reason this item is being requested is to allow for payment for one-time non-pensionable allowance on December 19, 2025. No impact to the general fund. Payment using federal grant funding allocated to the Head Start program. Need a motion to waive the rules. Requires a second. We have a motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Coleman. We're going to have a public hearing on the motion to waive the rules. Anyone wishing to speak on the motion to waive the rules? We're going to have a vote on the motion to waive the rules. Is there any opposition on the motion to waive the rules? No opposition? We're going to call for a public hearing on the item. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on the item? Seeing none, we'll go to the council. Motion by Councilwoman Coleman, second by Councilwoman Adams. Councilman Dunn Jr.
If I can get staff to come up, we had some heavy discussion on this, and a lot of members of the department came out advocating for these raises. If you could just bring some clarity to what we're doing here.
So we're doing a second round of retention allowance because the budget is healthy enough for that, and we have until December 31st to actually exhaust those funds. And so we're going to do another round of retention allowance.
Thank you, sir. Just wanted everybody to be aware. We had heavy discussion about this, staff coming out, making an appeal for us to make sure they got these raises, and thankful we were able to move the ball along and get this done.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Hudson.
Just, if you would, just remind us real quick for the public watching, the funding source and then the impact of the general fund, just so that people understand as we're going through this budget cycle.
So there'll be no impact to the general fund because this is a 100% federally funded program from the Office of Head Start.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
All right.
The item's been properly motioned and second. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. change orders. 171, South Boulevard Area ADA Transition Project, contractor Grady Crawford Construction, Baton Rouge, change order amount credit of $8,090.36. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Moak. Second by Councilman Hudson. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Final acceptances. South Boulevard Area ADA Transition Project, contractor Grady Crawford Construction, Baton Rouge, final cost $261,272.54. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilman Goday. Any opposition? Motion carries. Acceptance of low bids. There's been a motion to delete item 173. Department requested it'll be rebid. Item 173 is landscape maintenance of City of Baton Rouge owned lots and FEMA properties. The low bid was 2 men and a mower, $82,200. It was deferred previously on November 12th. Again, there's been a request to delete this item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilwoman Amorosa to delete. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. 174, Jones Creek Regional Library, ENFRA MCC LLC, $93,935. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Goday, second by Councilman Hudson. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Item 175, EBR Parish Prison Wings E and F Security Windows, RNS Corporation, $204,922. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Adams. Second by Councilman Hudson. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. I'm just going to keep looking at y'all. 176, maintenance of detention equipment labor only for EBR Parish Prison Juvenile Detention Facility, 19th Judicial Court Facility, and Baton Rouge City Court. Institutional Service and Consultants LLC, $150,000. Only vendor to submit a bid as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Goday. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. 177, PS 299 Regional Pump Station, Command Construction Industries LLC, $8,949,900. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Goday. Any opposition? Motion carries. All right. Emergency item 178. In accordance with ordinance 16442, this item must be declared an emergency by 2/3 vote of the Metropolitan Council, authorizing the Mayor President to execute a supplemental agreement with HNTB Corporation for continued engineering services to support the implementation of the East Baton Rouge Parish Stormwater Master Plan in an amount not to exceed $160,000 by the Development Director and Transportation and Drainage Director. The reason for the emergency is to be approved prior to the end of the current year. Need a motion to declare this an emergency. Motion by Councilman Hudson, second by Councilman Dunn Jr. Any opposition to declaring this item an emergency? Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Dunn Jr. Is there any opposition? Motion carries. Yeah. Councilwoman Amorosa.
Before we motion to adjourn, we would like to wish Councilman Hudson a very happy birthday tomorrow.
Hey.
Motion to adjourn and have everybody have a great Thanksgiving.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank y'all for your continued service. God bless. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Back there, if anybody wants to know.
What you have? Oh, okay.
Did
you make key lime pie? Did you make key lime pie? Oh, what a little children.
I really did. I mean, that's my Thanksgiving contribution to the family. It's very easy.
I am a faithful man
Key lime juice.
to the mother of my child.
And it's just the juice,
Eggs?
egg yolks, and
Sweet condensed milk.
and that's it. And you mix it up and
Now, I found that if you put in, I think it calls for a half a cup. I put in,
so this one is very hard. I do too. So I make a double. I like that serving in the same size pot. So I like the filling on it. And it's still proportional. It's very.
happy Thanksgiving, happy turkey.
With your hat on.
Turkeys are way today.
You did?